I was on the bus going to Uptown Whittier, and this woman, I go to the back of the bus. I usually do. I just, it's kind of like empty on the bus. I go and I sit down right across from her and her kids, and this lady just looks at me with a look of disgust, and she is just frightened, terrified. She takes her kids and moves them to the seats in front, facing away. As if I'm some kind of disease or something. But it was honestly like, it didn't hurt my feelings. It was funny to me to see how close-minded people are.
Punk, metal, ska. This music has changed our world as we know it today. Though it is hard to find a punk, metalhead, or rude boy out in the open, there is an entire culture that is living right in front of our eyes, and most don't even know it exists. It's a revolution, a new way of thinking. Call it an alternative lifestyle, an alternate universe even. This music is loud, fast, and thought-provoking. It's a way of life. I was raised in a very musical background. I didn't grow up with a family full of musicians. I simply listened to many different artists. Growing up, my cousin was a big musical influence on me, introducing me to bands like Nirvana, Rage Against the Machine, Operation Ivy, and The Addicts. A memory that comes to mind was a time when I was in the passenger seat of my uncle's car when the song Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana came on the radio. I instantly felt a connection with music that I had never felt before. The bands that I listened to, though different, all had one thing in common. They were loud. It was their strange sound that attracted me to them in the first place. Feeling as if I was an outcast from my friends, even some of my family, I began to find comfort within music, no matter what it was. I also began to dress a little more differently, asking my mom to buy me band shirts and patches. I wore tore-up jackets and combat boots and spiked up my hair in all sorts of different ways. I began listening to punk rock when I was about 10 years old. My cousin bought me a mix CD consisting of bands such as Lower Class Brats and The Casualties. There was something about its simplicity that I found incredible, consisting of minimal guitar chords, intense vocals, and steady drum beats. This music defined my adolescent years.
My childhood, in a sense, I think anyone's childhood affects what they do in the future. My mother listened to a lot of different stuff, and so my dad. A lot of oldies actually when I was growing up, and after that I just started getting into harder shit. Just cause felt right.
My mother raised me in a lot of oldies like Patti LaBelle, Supremes, a lot of doo-wop. But my father, a lot of country rock, Leonard Skinner, Aerosmith, Led Zeppelin, Van Halen, all that. I don't know. I think it's something that we have, that the primitive psyche that we have. I mean, I could imagine, Neanderthal or Paleolithic people banging with rocks, just a way to express yourself. I mean, you can see people, it's a way to gather. People, people gather to have something in common, to And I just think at heart we're musical creatures. We have that in us for some reason.
I grew up in a Christian home, so like the first band that ever came to me was like MXPX. It's kind of like the staple of annoying bands. But right after that, I was blessed to meet people who shared with me, and I was immersed into just anarcho-punk. Just kind of fell in it.
When I was a little kid, my sister was a punk rocker. I remember like being a little kid, I was 7 years old, I was like, man, like, that's so cool. Like, they look like that, you know? Yeah. My sister was like, oh yeah, that's what I am, it's punk rock. And I was like, what's punk rock?
At first, my mom was not so proud of it. But I mean, she got used to it, like, I wasn't gonna change, and that's what I was into.
Punk rock, it just speaks to me, you know, it's really easy to relate to, and I mean, the lyrics mean more than the whole fast thing. I mean, if there was a lot of fucking meaningful lyrics in a certain kind of genre, I would just go with the lyrics.
When I discovered punk rock, dude, it was just like, it was so radical for me to like even think about other things, and like all this music was telling me was to think for myself.
You know, I was born in the 90s, so my sisters had a huge influence on me. And they were really into the 90s music, you know, like from Offspring to Korn, even Eminem. And well, the childhood thing was more of like I guess a rebellion kind of thing, because I did grow up in, my dad was never around. It's kind of like, I never had a real male influence in my life. So I kind of became my own male influence. Then, you know, not until 3rd grade where I got my first album with my money. I bought AC/DC Back in Black, fell in love, and it influenced me to listen to more rebellious music. Up until recently, nothing does it for me unless it's punk.
Can I get a rated approach? We're from Mountain Valley, California.
We all have like pretty much different influences when it comes to like other like musicians who have like mastered our instruments, but we've all been pretty much listening to like punk and just like heavy music for a long time.
Aggravated approach, like put it together. I like the name, I like what it stood for, you know. That's pretty much what I was, you know. I was always pissed off, always mad at people, and naturally no one liked me because that's usually how I approach people, with a lot of anger.
Einstein.
Einstein. Pretty much just wanted to start a band. I've never really been in a band. I've just been writing material for over the years. And
what first attracted you to the music that you guys play now?
The aggression, man, the power, like the shit that it gives you, you know?
You know, it's about us, and, you know.
It was just an outlet, like, you know? To let your whole aggression out, you know?
It was just something different from the usual stuff.
Getting all the anger out, getting the energy from the people in the crowd, and just getting it back to them, you know?
I think I look at it strictly as performing art, you know, my art.
I think all those backgrounds coming together is what gives us the, you know, a unique sound.
What was your craziest experience at a gig?
Setting me on fire.
Because we're visual punk.
So we do a lot of gimmicks and hacks, and like we throw piñatas in the pit and just break shit. It's just fun playing, man, you know? The music punk has always kind of spoken to me, so I mean, doing it, like trying to write it myself, I've always just wrote it myself, but I've never really started a band until we came up with Einstein, pretty much.
Being able to let everyone know, you know, how much I hate things, how much I hate what's going on around me, how much I hate what people do, what people say, what people think of me, and that's all it is, just hate. How much. That's all I describe in my music, you know. Every single song I have is about how much I dislike something. That's my motive, to get my message out there that I hate this and I speak the truth. Don't be afraid of speaking to it.
The individuals who call themselves punk rockers tend to be looked on as outsiders from society, which is exactly what they stand for.
To me, punk rock is music that I love.
Punk rock is a style of music. It's not just like dressing it. You have to know the music, you know? It's an expression.
Punk rock music is the greatest form of expressing aggression.
So you're a little punk rocker or what? Yeah? Oh, that's awesome.
How old are you? 10? How long have you been listening to punk rock?
5.
This is your 5?
What?
You're in a little special part of the movie, man. There are common misconceptions about the punk culture in general. People tend to believe that the actions of a few reflect the many.
I think people who don't know what's really into the punk scene, all they see is violence and destruction and anarchy and all that stuff.
You're right.
I mean, right off the bat, people are gonna get that image. That's pretty much what you see. But if you're actually into the scene, you start understanding.
Yeah, man. A lot of people assume that something was wrong with me just because I guess I exhibited this disdain for everything going on around me. So a lot of people always thought I was depressed, or because like I wore black a lot, they thought I was gothic, and I was far from anything like that.
You know, you walk around with a not caring attitude, people are going to assume you don't care. I mean, it's just the way it is. You know, you get into punk rock, you kind of got to accept that.
Punk rockers have definitely developed a reputation as mischievous adolescents, but there is a strong sense of community between each and every individual.
If I'm walking down the street in the city of Whittier, I could instantly recognize someone that listens to the exact same music that I do, that has pretty much similar beliefs that I do, just by seeing them walking down the street. So it's not beneficial for society because we don't really care about that. It's beneficial for ourselves to know who's with us and pretty much who's not.
Punk rock, what it means is all the misfits that don't belong anywhere. They all unite, and they unite over music. It's about becoming one as what you believe in, not about what you wear.
Punk rock, it's a lifestyle. It's what you decide to be. To me, it means like unity, like to be like brother and sister outside, like a family on the streets. It's like you can express yourself any way you want, even though some people are like, oh, you look crazy, why are you wearing that, you're insane. Doesn't matter, it makes you you, right? Like, punk makes me me. I'm wearing a freaking Super Mario shirt, but it's okay. I'm representing my punk on my vest. It's cool. And it's like, it's just a lifestyle to me.
Punk rock means to me the unity between, other people that have been put down by society's means. It's pretty much, if society looks down upon you, punk rock is something, a gig is somewhere you can go and everybody's equal in every sense.
Gigs are the most common form of punk gatherings. Here, punks are able to get together to drink, chat, and have fun with one another. The police are usually involved in ending these gigs early, due to noise complaints. The majority of the time, the crowd leaves civilly and there are no arrests made. The only real danger the owner of the house is in is receiving a ticket for noise violation. This is an interview I shot with two young punks about a gig they were hosting in honor of a deceased close friend of theirs.
What we threw was a benefit gig for one of our friends who passed away. From cancer.
And she had passed away a week before her birthday, her 16th birthday.
She
wanted a
16.
Birthday gig. She wanted it. She wanted us to throw this for her. And so we said, we'll get money out of this. We'll do it for her. This is all for her. I don't know if you guys saw the happy birthday sign in the front. It went through a lot just to throw this gig.
Yeah, but we didn't want to give up because it was all for her. And we made a lot of money in the donation box too. And we're keeping nothing. It's all for her family.
A bit different from the high intensity of punk, ska music features brass instruments incorporated with steady drum notes, upstrummed guitar chords, and triad bass riffs, giving the music a lighter, happier feeling. My first interaction with ska was when I first heard a band called Operation Ivy. My initial reaction was amazement. I was shocked by the fact that the music was so fun sounding, yet carried lyrics of encouragement and truth.
We're For the Record
from Visalia, California.
I am a huge Real Big Fish nerd, and in the song She's Famous Now, there is a verse that goes, just for the record.
Just for the record, she got the deal. So I'm like, I'm going to steal that.
It's ska, man.
Yeah, like honestly, like where we come from, nobody's ever heard of ska, and we have to explain it. We're like, it's so upbeat and catchy and awesome. It's like, how can you not like it, and how have you never heard of it?
We're high energy. Usually, the crowds in our area are kind of bleh. Lame. Yeah. They like to sit around and look pretty.
We like to think they're really high energy and really fun. Wait. They said for the record, we got recognized.
Yay.
Such a good day.
Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. We just love playing, and we just try to bring that love to the stage every time and just go hard. You know, just all night.
Maskarados, Islos, yeah, or in Montebello for the most part. Maskarados, we like to wear masks, except none of us do when we play, except for Darren. And then when we do, it works out. But I can't wear a mask either way because of the trumpet shit. So
it did sound pretty cool. It sounded like something that would be like ska related. Just like all of us, just pretty much just go and playing, you know. Like I told you about that, huh? Like before a show, I listened to Pantera. Yeah, I listened to Pantera before a show. Like every show. Yeah. Every shot I just listen to Pantera and just get focused, you know, and just get focused on what I'm gonna do.
There really are no lyrics.
There are no lyrics.
Most of the songs are instrumental. Most of it is freestyle shit just done on the spot. Like every other song is mostly instrumental and made up on the.
Pretty much like we welcome anybody.
You okay?
We're Nickelback.
We're today's special from East LA.
We had this dog. His name was Special. And then this truck, license plate was today's, hit him. And they were like, today's special, man, in honor of him.
I came from like a metal background before I joined this band.
It was basically, it was because Henry had found out that I played sax for longer than I've been playing bass. We both like ska, so he was just like, okay, well, let's go for it. Let's start a ska band.
What are your shows like?
Our shows are...
Hey, dude, do you have the wrench? Yeah, thanks.
Our shows are pretty good. Stuff like this happens, weird stuff. I remember like in summer when we played Faded Black. After we played, this drunk old lady kissed me in the cheek, and I was like, I love doing this. I love playing this. Because I wanted a ska band, and then they were cool with it. It was like something new to them. I was like, yeah, sure. But I wanted to be like ska, like ska-core. But then we somehow turned into this other thing, I guess. Because we're all so different. So then it turned it up to like, I don't know, third wave, I guess.
Motivation for playing, Alex?
Just like playing.
Just
to have people hear our music and like enjoy it.
It's different than anything.
Just to bring ska out there and kind of
a different kind of ska.
Yeah.
Because we played with a lot of ska bands and we sound
They
nothing
all,
like them.
They're all ska.
We're like the
only
two-tone band out there.
Well,
from
East
LA.
when we play,
Yeah.
Another time in your life when you feel like shit. Surrounded by posers, losers, lies, and hypocrites. Well, the time has come to take a stand up for what is right. Don't let it get you down, no, don't let them.
Ska to me is an amazing marriage between amazing, big band, jazz instruments, and rock and roll, punk rock, whatever you want it to be. And a little bit of reggae here and there, and it's just a good time, it's good fun, it's good dancing, and I mean, look at me, you can dress like this, and it's totally alright.
Skanking and having fun. A type of dance emerged within the genre. It has become known as skanking. Skanking has never really been about talent. The dance is a reflection of the listener. The music moves people to dance how they please.
You could just skip along to the music. That's more of what it was anyway. It was more of a skip. When I first, got into ska music, it was just kind of like, it was kind of funny just to see the people skanking. It looks funny. It looks because it looks kind of stupid for people who are outside looking in. You can go to ska to just have fun, just have release all that energy you have inside you through skanking. I guess just the music brings out the best in people.
and extremely loud, metal is an intense genre which focuses on the underdog of society. Consisting of heavy, melodic guitar riffs, powerful vocals, and double bass pedal drum kits, this music gives a voice to the voiceless. Though the lyrics are not always clear, they almost always speak of anger, frustration, and encouragement. This genre gave me the strength I needed to keep moving forward when I thought I had run out of options in life.
Probably heavy metal, death metal. You know, it's the freedom of expression. It's a way to release anger and just kind of let it all out and just be yourself. You know, growing up listening to everything, just kind of progressed into, heavier stuff, and, a lot of it, like my mom taught me, was to listen to the lyrics.
I remember like 2001, I was in 8th grade, everyone was listening to like, I don't know, like Limp Bizkit or something, and I'm listening to Marilyn Manson, so like black metal is something that I just enjoy, and I think if people could get past the whole stigma of, just screaming, and like, you see that it's a lot of beautiful music, a lot of beautiful riffs in there. A lot of my friends, have it real hard, and I'd say it's pretty messed up right now. A lot of my friends have no fathers, a lot of my friends, for a fact, for all intents and purposes, they don't have a mother because their mothers are so horrible to them as well. So, I see a lot of them turn to this type of music as a release, or as a way to express their pain and sorrow that they have inside.
Yeah, I was very, very agitated as a kid, easily pissed off. But I never showed it, and I built up a lot of that inside, I would hold everything in, every single joke, every single gesture. I just, just try to rub it off, just like it's nothing, whatever. The music when I heard it, I was like, okay, these guys feel what I'm feeling, and I've never met them. When I found the music, it just hit me like a brick wall, just everything, understanding.
One incident that comes to my mind is back in high school. My teacher was talking about, I guess, Satanism and music. I guess this is back in the 80s, so pretty much back then he was referring to heavy metal. And I guess the reason I remember this is because I was the only one in the whole classroom that was like, hey man, I'm for that, that's cool. When everybody else is like, oh no, that's messed up, it was just, that was a time when I did feel like, oh shit, looks like I'm the only guy in the whole classroom here that's kind of okay with it or whatever. Just because people don't like, metal or type of music, it's not going to change us, we're going to keep on staying the way we are.
Metalheads, usually dressing in all black clothing, are constantly being labeled as satanic worshippers. Though this may be true for a select few, this is highly false for the most part.
They're definitely in touch with a rawness about themselves, I think.
I guess they just kind of like just more darker kind of something, or it's kind of just more of a maybe more controversial kind of subject matter that usually isn't necessarily played a lot.
Maybe they have a major problem in their life.
No, I'm scared somehow.
It's really boring if we do what everybody else does and follow a path that's already been made. So anybody doing something new, I think, is great.
I don't know, but they're geeks.
More power to us. Awesome.
I think it would definitely be accepted by a small niche market of people.
I think they probably had musical taste that didn't match mine.
Frustrated, don't know how to express it, and they are able to get that through themselves.
It's not the kind of music I listen to.
A little bit scary, but cool at the same time.
Just makes me think of kids in high school that were all black and didn't talk to anyone.
I don't find it offensive. I just find it a little revolting, but I wouldn't mind if a friend was into it.
My mom doesn't like some of the shirts I wear. She thinks she's a hardcore Christian, so she does think that's bad, you're gonna go to hell and this and that. So I try not to wear stuff like that around her. The rest of my family's cool with it.
People regurgitate stereotypes. They bring them about. They make them exist. And so I think it sucks for people who have a genuine, sincere, identity with who they are and what they're doing, and these other people, this fodder, they just kind of like make it seem like there's something wrong with it when you're looking into it.
You know, going to the store and stuff, you know, especially with my son, you know, I walk in with, you know, Cradle of Filth shirt on, and people are like, you know, you've got a kid, and he's like, you know, and he's dressed all normal and everything. And, you know, I do feel different, but it's like, you know, don't judge me if you don't know me. A lot of people, you know, they don't go by the whole thing of don't judge a book by its cover. You know, they just see the shirts or, you know, whatever it may be, and a lot of people just kind of look down upon it, and instead of having an open mind and, you know, getting to know somebody first, they just, oh, yeah, whatever, you know, they're a devil worshiper or whatever. It's actually kind of sad.
I feel that my choices of the way I view life, I feel I'm right. I have no regrets about the way I live. To be honest with you, I don't really care what people think. You know, I'm gonna dress the way I want to dress regardless, so it's just the way it is. So
heavy metal has brought together the outcast from society for many years. I recently became part of an online group known as the Filthy Maggots. This community is centered around gathering two of the biggest names in masked metal to join together for a worldwide tour, Slipknot and Mushroomhead. This group of dedicated fans has been working non-stop since their conception on February 4th, 2012. I asked the Filthy Maggot community to submit videos telling the viewers what metal meant to them.
I'm Alex. I've been listening to metal my whole life. Since I was a little boy, 12 years old. I'm now 37.
I guess what metal really means to me, why it resonates with me, is a lot of it's because it's just it's raw emotion. Something that's actually kind of hard to find nowadays. At least the metal music I listen to, there's a lot of passion put forth into the music they produce. You can hear it in the screams and the cries.
It's just, there's something about metal music. Every time you hear them screaming, you can just, you know, if it's a song about some kind of agony or suffering, you can just feel it coming out of them. You know, if it's an angry song, you just feel it. And even when it's something like a song about despair or something depressing like that, you feel the song, the feeling of the song. It comes out through the lyrics.
Metal is a pretty big thing in my life. I listen to it every day. I listen to it when I'm frustrated, when I'm having a bad day. It's a good stress reliever for me. And it's there for me when things aren't going so well in my life or the way that I want things to go.
I had a lot of anger towards myself, and the music helped me to channel that anger into something that was a lot bigger than myself, something that is felt worldwide. And without that music, I probably wouldn't be here right now making this video.
It just taught me to never give a fuck about anything or anybody else except for yourself, because you're the only person that's going to do anything for yourself in your life.
You know, because I was always an aggressive and violent person, and metal music, I could deal with that. You know, I could take my aggression and my anger, and I could channel it out.
Metal keeps me from listening to country.
To me, metal is a genre that talks about how we think about the world, how we see the world, how it truly is, what we think of it, how we think of our lives, how we think of other people's life, what society really means to us.
Music's done a lot in my life. It's helped keep me out of jail.
It's a powerful energy, and it's helped me release bottled up emotions that I didn't know how to handle otherwise.
And it just brings people together who aren't close, and it's a connection. If you love metal and someone else loves metal and you don't know each other, you're gonna be friends.
But the reason why I'm such a big metalhead is I found metal music to be the most consistently passionate and most consistently honest genre of music.
The first thing that I like about metal is that no matter what mood you're in, there's a song that will be able to cheer you up or calm you down.
A simple term for me, metal is life. It's a way of living. It's a way of feeling. It's something that's inside of you.
That's what metal is for me. That's what it stands for. Not giving up. Society says you're one thing. You prove to them you're another.
Metal helps me to cope with the everyday bullshit that is going on right now in life.
All I know is low metal music, my life would pretty much suck.
Metal is a release for me. It helps me get through all the bullshit of, day-to-day life. Without it, I'm not sure where I'd be.
Metal doesn't die, it goes on and on.
Metal to me is more of a family thing. And I guess mosh pits are kind of that black sheep of the family, kind of like the bastard son, if you will. But I still embrace him as a son nevertheless.
When you're at a show, don't worry about who's next to you. Don't worry about how you're dressed. Like, worry about the music. Embrace that shit. Let yourself just get lost in it, and, like, trust me, you'll find yourself.
It's therapeutic.
It's like an art form in itself, and it's like this living art form.
If it can be extremely aggressive, where people get out their frustrations and they express themselves, yet they're also looking out for the other people who are doing the same thing, I think that's a positive thing.
It's something about the music, music gets your adrenaline pumping. When you get your adrenaline pumping, you can't feel nothing. You're just running around, someone hits you in the face, it's funny, it's fun. All you gotta do is hit them back and it's no holds bar.
The mosh pit has been a large part of aggressive music for years. It's a tradition that has slowly evolved as the music has. The sole reason that most people step into the pit is release. Release from stress or anger, whether it is in their social or private life. Though the pit is perceived as mindless violence, it is chaos in its purest form. The people that are in the pit actually observe one rule above all. If someone falls, pick them back up.
Get back up. They pick you up. You don't get up by yourself. People pick you up. Get up. Keep going,
Man, the craziest gig that I've ever played was in a backyard in Montebello where we had to have 4 or 5 big guys right in front of my drum kit because the pit was so big and so insane that I had to stop playing half a dozen times.
The mosh pit is a socially accepted form of violence. It's only socially accepted at gigs. I mean, you can't start a mosh pit in front of the Bank of America.
It's the funny shit. Just people punch each other to your music. It just feels good.
Something about it just tickles me in all the right places.
Yeah.
It's a dance. It's a dance of anger. It's the only way you can express yourself, being pissed off and still have fun.
A mosh pit isn't just like fist and falling down and getting picked up and you know, like shouting out a song, man. It's an outlet, dude. It's a transference. Instead of going out there and fucking, you know, wreaking havoc in a society, you go and you vent your frustrations while someone on stage is singing about the same type of shit that you're frustrated about. So it's about cleansing. It's about rebirth, man. It's about going in there and fucking dropping something off and coming back out and being ready for the next day. You know what I mean?
And for those of you who are curious about stepping into a pit yourselves,
if you're in, you got to be prepared for anything that could possibly happen.
Yeah, because
otherwise, you better stay out.
Get in, get out when you need to, you know, when you need to take a break, and just don't take anything personal. No one's in there to hurt you.
Don't fear it. Just have fun. That's all you can do.
this culture has lived on the outskirts of society for a long time and will continue to do so as long as there are angry people and something to rebel against. You can love us, you can hate us, but one thing is for sure. Unless you've walked a mile in our shoes, you will never be us.